Welcome to the WION Podcast, where we explore fascinating stories and ideas from various fields. In this episode, we explore how the B-52 bomber earned its place as the backbone of US strategic air power through decades of combat and global operations. From the Cold War to modern conflicts, the aircraft has repeatedly proved its value. The B-52 entered active combat in June 1965, conducting conventional carpet bombing operations over South Vietnam under Operation Arc Light. Flying at extreme altitudes, the bombers could not be seen or heard from the ground, rendering them a highly feared asset against enemy concentrations. By August 1973, B-52 assets had flown 126,615 combat sorties, suffering 17 aircraft losses due to hostile action. Referring to the Christmas bombings, Operation Linebacker 2 for 12 days represents the most intensive bombing campaign in military history. Ordered by President Richard Nixon following a standstill in peace negotiations, the US deployed more than 200 B-52s to execute 730 sorties, dropping over 20,000 tons of ordnance on Hanoi and Haiphong. On the opening night, 129 B-52s, launched from bases in Guam and Thailand, encountered heavy resistance, facing over 200 surface-to-air missiles, SAMs, which downed 3 bombers. Throughout the 12-day offensive, the US lost 16 B-52s and 43 crew members. The campaign concluded on December 29th, when North Vietnamese authorities signaled a willingness to resume peace negotiations. The Gulf War featured groundbreaking long-range deployment profiles for the B-52 platform. On January 16, 1991, a flight of 7 B-52s launched from Barksdale Air Force Base in Louisiana completed a 22,530-kilometer non-stop combat mission lasting 35 hours, struck Iraqi targets with conventional cruise missiles, and returned to the US, marking the longest combat sortie in aerial warfare history at that time. Throughout Desert Storm, B-52s flew 1,541 sorties, logging 15,269 combat hours and delivering roughly 24,500 metric tons of munitions against troop concentrations, bunkers, and fixed infrastructure, dealing significant psychological damage to the Iraqi Republican Guard. B-52s provided high-altitude close air support, CAS, over Afghanistan, loitering for extended durations to deliver precision-guided munitions on demand for ground forces. The platform demonstrated a high volume of precision strikes, launching approximately 100 conventional air-launched cruise missiles in a single evening. B-52 squadrons re-entered the U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM theater, for the first time in a decade to support anti-Islamic State operations, flying roughly 1,800 combat sorties across Syria and Iraq. During this campaign, Operation Inherent Resolve, OIR, was launched, shifting the strategy from containment to the active dismantling of the caliphate. Backed by a 70-nation global coalition, local ground forces successfully expelled ISIS from major strongholds across Iraq, Syria, and Libya, paving the way for the decisive Battle of Mosul. The platform's most recent active deployment is ongoing under Operation Epic Fury, initiated by US CENTCOM on February 28, 2026. Deployed alongside B-1B Lancers and B-2 Spirit stealth bombers, B-52s struck over 1,700 targets in the first 72 hours of the campaign. Within the first 13 days of operations, the combined bomber force had struck approximately 6,000 targets across Iran. On June 16, 2026, 8 people, including 2 Boeing employees, died after a USAirForce B-52 bomber crashed immediately after takeoff from Edwards Air Force Base in Southern California. Thanks for tuning into this incredible story. If this episode resonated with you, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more captivating stories to come. Stay tuned.